And the answer was all of their employees qualify for government assistance,
Right.
right? So you have people that are working, at Walmart and at Amazon and at places like that, that are working hard. I mean, if you've ever worked, anybody that's ever worked retail knows how brutal that can be.
Yeah.
And I haven't worked at an Amazon warehouse, but I've read the stories online about how brutal that can be, that people actually have to carry empty bottles with them so they can go to the bathroom,
Right.
kind of thing. So, and at the end of all that, they still don't make enough money to cover their rent and food and et cetera.
Exactly.
So, you said something about the propaganda about poor people. Can you give me a little bit more detail about, maybe besides the stereotype of the mid-30s stoner who still lives at home playing video games in the basement instead of, going out and quote unquote getting a job or
Yeah,
having a
there's
career?
the well, back in the 80s, Ronald Reagan, pushed the welfare queen. I saw where, and it's like there's this idea that, oh, they're just poor people or just having kids just to get the welfare, the sweet sweet welfare money, and meanwhile it's like, I don't know, $5,000 a year or whatever. That it's not like, yeah, it's not like it's like a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. It's just, but it's like it's demonized that. And I actually had read this book, which we joked about last night when we were talking about prep and prep. That, I could have wrote this book because it's basically written by this woman, Linda Tirado. I hope I'm saying that right. But anyway, she hand to mouth, and she just says she says in the book that, like, it's not that poor people, like, are, well, one, she says poor people are not having kids on purpose just for that, the welfare money, like, I'm gonna be living high on the hog. But I pulled a quote from it that I found interesting. She said, we have kids because there's no reason not to. You'll never be financially ready anyways. You're poor. And it's like, a lot of times people say, oh, well, like, wait until you're stable to have kids, but when you poured this year, you've been poor, and you're poor the next year, the next year, the next, you're just always poor. It's like, I don't know if there'll ever be a time when, I'm financially ready to have a kid. So why not just have one now? Right.